Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Today we continue our topic about Introduction to Islamic Capital Market (ICM). The content of the topic online today 2.0 about evolution of Islamic capital market, and then roles and function of ICM, then 2.3 characteristic of ICM, and then 2.4 classification of ICM, 2.5 ICM in Malaysia, include Islamic unit trust, Islamic equity markets, Sukuk, derivative, and 2.6 ICM participants, include trustee, fund manager, investment bank, commercial bank, stockbroker, and investor and issuer. So let's go one by one. What is Islamic capital market? Firstly, we should know what is definition of Islamic capital market. So the ICM can be defined a market where the capital market transaction, operation, and activity are carried out according to Sharia principle and requirements. The term Islamic, Islamic capital market, the term Islamic has been added to the term capital market to emphasize the fact that transaction with such a market must be free from the involvement of prohibited activity in Islam. What is prohibited activity in Islam? Interest, for example, gambling, speculation, riba, unethical activities, and etc. We continue about evolution of Islamic capital market. The ICM developed in the 1990s to provide an alternative to those wishing to undertake capital market transaction in compliance with Sharia principle and requirements. Then Islamic bank, takaful company, Islamic investment fund, pension fund, and others. IIFS stand for institution offering Islamic financial service, which successfully mobilized the saving of surplus unit household, firm, and government were confronted with the challenges of not having suitable Sharia compliant instrument to manage and invest the excess liquidity in long-term transaction. Then fulfilling the demand and supply need of investor and demander of the fund led to increasing debates about the setting up of ICMs in 1980 to 1990s. In the revolution of the OIC, OIC is the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Resolution of the OIC Islamic Fiqh Academy number 74/5/8 in 1993 discussion where the particular focus on Sharia application regarding share, bond, and special contract for the establishment and proper function of the ICM. Then the evolution of ICM in the 1990s is also witnessed the deregulation and liberation of capital movement in several countries, leading to increased flow of funds across jurisdiction. During this period, closer cooperation was being established between IIFS and conventional financial institutions to find solutions regarding liquidity and portfolio management. At the start, ICM was offering the Sharia compliant product and services. So the development of new Islamic financial product and services was confronted with the challenges of balancing between fulfilling Shariah requirement and matching the flexibility, sophistication, and financial return of their conventional counterpart. Okay, continue for 2.2 key roles of the ICM. Okay, rules number 1, ICM intermediaries between demanders and suppliers of fund. Rules number 2, ICM also play a complementary role to the Islamic banking and takaful sector. Number 3, ICM also provide opportunity for diversification of risk. Number 4, ICM facilitates the available of liquidity by enabling secondary trading of security. And number 5, ICM also makes available various financial services. And lastly, ICM also contribute to the economic growth. Okay, the function and objective of Islamic capital market. So the main function and objective of ICM and conventional capital market are same essential purpose. So they provide a platform for demanders and suppliers of funds to trade in financial instrument as means of raising a large amount of financing or for long-term investment. But the ICM, Islamic Capital Market, is requiring additional rules and regulation to be set by regulator for Sharia compliant security. So that means ICM which have to be invested in Sharia acceptable activity. Okay, continue 2.3 characteristic of Islamic capital market. Okay, it is an organized market such as that the transaction are performed according to certain principles, norms and rules known and accepted by market participants. The market is the same is regulated so there is ensure free competition and fair play in the transaction undertaken. The vehicle used for capital creation in the capital market is represented by securities in the form of the bonds, debt and equity, which are characterized by negotiability of the price and immediate transferability with very low transaction costs. Each market where medium to long-term security are issued and trade. I like the money market where the short to the medium securities are transacted. Okay. Then this security represent financial claim which are issued by firm requiring financing and held by retailer and institution investor. Okay, we continue for 2.4 classification of Islamic or component of the Islamic capital market. Okay, we have three classification under Islamic capital market: equity, sukuk, and Sharia compliant derivative. In equity, include Sharia compliant securities, and then Islamic index, and then Islamic unit trust or a mutual fund, Islamic rates, Islamic ETF, and Islamic venture capital or PE, private equity. Okay. Then sukuk. Sukuk is known as Islamic certificate. Okay. Include asset-based sukuk, asset-backed sukuk, and investment sukuk. Okay. Number 3, Sharia compliant derivative have exchange trade, crude palm oil futures, crude palm kernel oil futures, single Sharia compliance stock futures, and OTC. OTC is the over the counter. Over the counter is may refer to the process of how security are traded via broker dealer network. Okay. include Islamic profit rate swap, foreign exchange swap, and cross currency swap. Okay, in 2.5.1, Islamic capital market in Malaysia, Islamic unit trust. Okay, while investing in the share of specific company enters high risk, investors seek for diversify their portfolios by investing in investment fund. This fund, also known as mutual fund, a unit trust, or collective investment scheme, collect the fund of a pool of investor to invest in a range of asset, commodities, and securities. Islamic fund professionally manage and invest fund on behalf of institutional or retail investor in Sharia compliant portfolio. The Islamic fund management industry represents as an essential sector of the overall Islamic finance industry, as it provides opportunity to Muslims to invest in Sharia compliant portfolio and securities. In 1986, the North America Islamic Trust (NAIT) established the first Islamic equity fund in the United States, known as the Income Fund. The fund market encompasses different types of fund. They are classified by asset class, such as equities, Sukuk, money market, mixed asset, real estate, and commodities. In the term of assets under management, the value of the Islamic fund management industry amounted to 64.2 billion US dollar as end 2012, according to IFSB estimates. Okay, in Thomson Reuters 2030 reported a small figure for the size of Islamic fund management industry, 39.16 billion US dollar as a Q1 2030. These figures obviously highlight the small segment of the Islamic fund management industry represent as compared to the estimate 1.6 trillion US dollar Islamic financial services industry. Okay, next, in Islamic equity markets. Okay, investment in share provide investor a share in owning a company with the potential to realize gain based on the company future performance. Islamic equity are share of companies that involve in permissible activity under Sharia principle. This process has been developed to determine whether company share meet to the requirement of Sharia. As indicated earlier, Securities Commission Malaysia has been the first regulator to have issued a list of Sharia compliant security, doing so since 1997. They are useful tools for benchmarking the performance of Sharia compliant security, such as stock and mutual fund unit trusts. Okay, next, Sukuk. Okay, Sukuk, also known as Islamic securities, Islamic bond, or Islamic investment certificates. Sukuk represent common undivided share in the ownership of underlying asset, which that affect the Sukuk holder share to return as agreed at the time of issuance are back to loss. Securitization is basically a process of converting an asset of collection of asset into marketable securities. So, Securities Commission Malaysia define asset securitization as a process of issuing securities by selling financial assets, identified as underlying asset to a third party. Okay, its purpose is to liquidate a financial asset for cash. Okay, so for cash or as an instrument to obtain new fund. Okay, we continue for Islamic derivative and structured product. Okay, Islamic derivative and structured product are relatively new area of development in the Islamic capital market. So derivative, as defined earlier, as financial instrument whose value is derived from value of other variable used in their structuring, such as a bond, share, commodity, and interest rates. Structured product include derivatives such as credit default swap, credit spread option, and collateralized debt obligation, which are used to efficiently hedge any profitable economic activity. Okay, so structured product also combine traditional asset classes with contingent claims such as risk transfer derivative and or derivative claim on commodities, currencies, or others, or that replicate traditional asset classes through the process of syndication. Okay, whereas some perceive the segment of the market as necessity for the hedging of risk. Others argue that derivative and structured product are less used according to their original intention, but comprise higher leverage instrument, mostly popular for speculation. Thus, more having more effect than benefit. Okay, so the speculative use of derivative is often as uh, associated with devastating effects, such as the recent financial crisis of 2008 to 2009. So Islamic concept that have derivative like future have been uh, examined and proposed as alternative for the development of Islamic hedging instrument, including Salam, Urbun, Istisrar, Hiyar Asad, Wa'ad, and Ji'alah. Okay, next 2.6 Islamic capital market participants include trustee, fund managers, investment bank, commercial bank, stockbroker, and investor and issuer. Okay, so let's go one by one. Okay, they are trustee under Islamic capital market participant. Number one, Security Commission. Number two, Sharia Advisory Council, SSC. Number three, Bursa Malaysia. And then number four, Bursa Malaysia I. And number five, Bursa Sukuk Asila, BSAS. Okay, so first, Security Commission. Okay, the SC of Security Commission is self-funding statutory body with investigative and enforcement power. The SC established on 1st March 1993 under the Security Commission Act 1993. So the Security Commission report to the Minister of Finance, and its account are nominated in the Parliament annually. Okay, so this one two main function of Security Commission are first to promote the development of capital market, and number two, to streamline the regulation of the security market. Okay, next, number two is Sharia Advisory Council, SSC. The SSC has approved and updated a list of securities which have been classified as Sharia approved securities. If subject to certain condition, company whose activities are not contrary to the Sharia principle will be classified as Sharia approved securities. Okay, so this one, three function of SSC are to advise the Security Commission SC on Sharia related matters. And number two, to provide Sharia guidance of Islamic capital market transaction and activities. And number two, to aim of standardizing and harmonizing application. Okay, next, Bursa Malaysia. Okay, Bursa Malaysia is exchange holding company approved under Section 50 of the Capital Market and Services Act 2007. Yeah. It operates is fully integrated exchange, offering the complete range of exchange related services including trading, clearing, settlement and depository services. Okay. Uh, so in this table, categorize the uh, operation under Bursa Malaysia, security market, in derivative market, Islamic offering and others. Okay, in security market, in two market, number one main market have uh, 823 companies, and S market I have 170 companies. Okay, and their product share, real estate investment trust, REITs, ETF, TSR or warrants, loans and bonds. And derivative market have commodity futures, equity futures, equity option, financial futures. And then in Islamic offering segment, have the Sukuk, Sharia compliant equities, I rates, I ETF, I stand for Islamic, Bursa Suk Asila, BSAS, and Bursa Malaysia I. And others in bond market, in electronic trading platform, they have two for government bonds and cooperative bond. And offshore markets for non-ringgit securities and the Sukuk listing. Okay. Also close end fund, for example in I Capital Biz Berhad. Okay, next, Bursa Malaysia I. Okay, Bursa Malaysia I, the world first integrate end-to-end Islamic security exchange platform and the marketplace for trading of Sharia compliant capital market instrument. And Bursa Malaysia I offer comprehensive range of exchange related facility that include listing, trading, clearings, settlement and depository services, leverage on the existing infrastructure with enhancement to incorporate Sharia compliant features. Okay, and then Bursa Malaysia I provide investors seeking Sharia compliant security a new landscape that they may access the exchange services, either directly on online by Islamic brokers, where investors will be able to experience comprehensive end-to-end Sharia investing. Okay, this figure about Sharia investing landscape on Bursa Malaysia I. Okay, uh, this in Bursa Malaysia, and this one is Bursa Malaysia I. Okay, in Bursa Malaysia, all type investor, so their interface with the broker, direct or online, in PO participant organization. So we go into the list of security in main market and S market, and you also can go to the Sharia investing. Okay, and in security commission lah, SC. But the platform they use in conventional, the trading facilities on trading, clearing, deposit and settlement into financial institution. Okay, but in Bursa Malaysia I, the investor is Sharia investor. You also interface with broker directly on online or online by Islamic participant organization, and they go to the Syariah screening. Okay, Syariah screening and the Syariah platform. Then the trading facilities on Bursa Malaysia I in trading, clearing, depository and settlement to the Islamic financial institution. Okay, next is Bursa Sukuk Silap, BSAS. Okay, Bursa Sukuk Silap. So BSAS is community trading platform specifically dedicated to the facilitate Islamic liquidity management and financing by Islamic financial institution. Okay, so Bursa Sukuk Silap is collaboration of Bank Negara Malaysia Berhad (BNM), Security Commission (SC), Bursa Malaysia and the industry players. Okay, so the fully fully electronic web based platform provider industry player with an avenue to undertake multi-commodity and multi-currency traders from all around the world. Okay, this pioneering efforts cements Malaysia's strength in the broad Islamic industry and crude palm oil industry. Okay, we continue for second Islamic capital market participant, fund manager. Okay, a Malaysia fund manager is defined as a person for variable consideration provide management services which may include investment advice of administrative services in respect of security for the purpose of investment, including dealing in securities. For a fund management undertaking Islamic fund management activities, its operation shall also comply with Sharia principle. Okay. Okay, this list of Islamic fund management companies. Okay, we have 24 companies. List of Islamic fund management companies. For example, Abidin Standard Islamic Investments Sdn Bhd, this foreign status company. Aiman Asset Management Sdn Bhd is a local status company. Islamic Fund Management Sdn Bhd, local. Moody Islamic Malaysia Sdn Bhd, foreign. BIB Investment Management, so local. PNB Farivas Asset Management Najmah Malaysia Sdn Bhd, foreign. Spring Alwar Investment Berhad, foreign. Okay, and etc. Okay, until 24 list of company, fund management company in Malaysia. Okay. Next, Islamic capital market participant is investment bank. Okay, what is investment banking? Okay, investment banking is a division of banking related to the creation of capital through the sale of stock and bond to help company raise a capital. Okay, while raising company and helping them raise a fund is an important part of investment bank roles. Okay, so investment bank are higher diversified and offer a host of financial services. Okay, this one is example of investment bank in the Malaysia. Number one, Afin Wang Investment Bank Berhad. This one ownership by local. Alliance Investment Bank Berhad, local. Investment Bank Berhad, local. CIMB Investment Bank Berhad, local. Hong Leong Investment Bank Berhad, local. KF Investment Bank Berhad, local ownership. Kenanga Investment Bank Berhad, local. Maybank Investment Bank Berhad, local. MIDF Amanah Investment Bank Berhad, local also. Public Investment Bank Berhad and RHB Investment Bank Berhad. Okay, 11 Islamic 11 investment bank. Okay. Okay, next Islamic capital market participants, commercial bank. What is commercial banks? The term commercial bank refers to a financial institution that accept deposits, offer checking account services, make various loans and offer basic financial product like certificate of deposit and saving account to individuals and small businesses. A commercial bank is where most people do their banking. Okay. Commercial bank make money by providing and earning interest from the loan, sum of mortgage, auto loan, business loan, and personal loan. And customer deposit provide bank with the capital to make this loan. Okay, this one is example of commercial bank in Indonesia. Until now we have 26 commercial bank, include local and foreign bank lah. Okay, commercial bank. For example, Afin Bank, this one the local. Alliance Bank Malaysia Berhad, this one the local. Bank Berhad, this one the local. Bangkok Bank Berhad is a foreign commercial bank. Uh, mm, Bank of America Malaysia Berhad, this is foreign. Bank of China Malaysia Berhad. Okay, until 36 list of commercial bank, United Overseas Bank Malaysia Berhad. Okay. Okay, still continue in Islamic capital market participants, stockbroker. Okay, what is a stockbroker? Is stockbroker stockbroker is personal trader who buy and sell share on behalf of clients. Okay, the stockbroker may also be known as registered representative or investment advisory, advisor, investment advisor. Okay, most of stockbroker work for a brokerage firm and handle transaction for a number of individual and institution customer. So this one, for example, of brokerage firm lah. Okay, CGS CIMB Securities dan Berhad, Maybank Investment Bank Berhad, RHB Investment Bank Berhad, Hong Leong Investment Bank Berhad, Afin Wang Capital, Melaka Securities dan Berhad, TS Securities Holdings dan Berhad, Kenanga Investment Bank Berhad, SJ Securities dan Berhad, Public Investment Bank Berhad, UOB Kai Hian Securities dan Berhad, Inter-Pacific Securities dan Berhad, MIDF Amanah Investment Berhad, Bank Berhad, BIMB Securities dan Berhad, JF Apix dan Berhad, MNA Securities dan Berhad, Island Investment Bank Berhad, M Investment Bank Berhad, Mercury Securities dan Berhad, FA Securities dan Berhad, PM Securities dan Berhad, KF Equities dan Berhad, Rakuten Trade, iFast Capital dan Berhad. Okay, so example of firm, brokerage firm, stockbroker. Okay, next, this one the last Islamic capital market participant, investor and insurance. Okay, this the types of investor, two type of investor, retail or individual investor, and number two, institutional investor. Okay, retail or individual investor is someone who invests in security and asset on their own. Usually is smaller quantities lah, or they have a small capital. Okay, type number two, institutional investor. Typically manage large amounts of money. Institutional investor purchase stock in the hedge fund, pension fund, mutual fund, and insurance company. For example, PNB, Perbankan Nasional Berhad, Tabung Haji, EPF. This one example for institutional investor. Okay. Okay. Then, what is an insurer? An insurer is a legal entity that develops, register, and sell security to the finance its operational. So, insurer may be corporation, investment, trust, or domestic or foreign governments. Okay. Insurers are legally responsible for the obligation of the issuer for reporting financial condition, material developments, and others operational activity as required by regulation of their jurisdiction. Okay, as a summary for this chapter or this topic, introduction of Islamic capital market. In this chapter, you have learned about for definition of Islamic capital market, what is Islamic capital market, and you learn about evolution of Islamic capital markets, then rules and function of Islamic capital market, then the characteristic of Islamic capital market, and then you also learn the classification of Islamic capital market, okay, equities, sukuk, derivative, okay, and then you also learn Islamic capital market in Malaysia, okay, uh, Islamic unit trust, Islamic equity market, sukuk, derivative, okay, and last one you learn about Islamic capital market participant, okay, and Trustees, Securities, SSC, Bursa Malaysia, okay, you learn about fund manager, investment bank, commercial bank, stockbroker, and investor, uh, and also issuer of uh, ICM participant. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.